Hi everyone, it's Judy. Welcome back to my channel. I had been working on a video right before this and I forgot to shut off my alarms again. And you all know that I use my phone. So an alarm went off and cut off the video, and I'm not going to do it back to back. So I'm just going to kind of show you where I am with this stuff. This was an idea. I think I saw something on Pinterest for this part, and so I took two of my craft envelopes that I had. I cut it down past the fold where that would normally be for the envelope. It would normally be there, and I made just a small flap, which I of course angled. This is going to make a probably magnetic flip out belly band kind of thing. It'll go on the page like this. I will probably use a magnet. I'm going to cover these with paper. I haven't decided what yet. And then they would also flip out like this. And probably I'm just going to do like coffee dye paper in here so you can journal in here. And then it would have the card that would slip inside this belly band when it's closed. So I'm not really sure exactly how this is going to go out. It will go on a page. It would be like a one-page thing. I'm going to glue a background paper to it, and then that will get glued to the page in the journal that's already in the journal, and I'll either make a top or side loading pocket out of that. More than likely a side loading so that I can have a tab and pull it out that way. So that's what we would do with the flaps to the envelopes. In the interim, what I've done with this part of the envelopes is I have covered it, the back opening with paper. They are going to flip over the page like so, and I'm just going to make a hinge here. What I'm doing right now, what I was doing was I had tea dyed, or actually coffee, not even, I have the spray bottle with vintage photo water and vintage photo ink. I keep that here on my desk. If I want to quick dye one or two pieces of paper, I just spray them and then use my heat tool, dry them, and that's that. This was the original side that I did, but I flipped it over and like the contrast better. So that is what I'm going to do here. And these are going to go thus, because this is a top border on this part. They're going to go like this on the page, and I was just getting ribbon when the alarm went off. So I'm just going to put some ribbon through. I'm not going to tie it off or anything. I think I'm just going to glue it down and leave the end. I think that's what I want to do. I think I want to do it with ribbon. I'm pretty sure. And then they are going to they're going to go this way in the book and flip out like so, okay? So that's how they're going to go in. And I want to make sure that yes, okay. So that's how they're going to go in. Actually, they're going to flip out like this. Yeah, so this will be on the inside, and the hinge is going to be here. So I'm just going to write underneath here real quick, hinge, okay, and hinge. This will all be covered, so I can barely see that, but I can see that I wrote it, and I know that I wrote it. So all right, so sorry about that. So I'm going to do my best right now to try to weave a little bit of this in. I think I just want to keep some tails hanging out. So I'm going to just, and this is one that I dyed myself. Actually, that was the wrong scissors, but that's okay. I usually use these guys because I'm finding that the tiny, let's see, what do I have? Let me get a piece of paper out of the garbage here and show you, if I can, how small the pinking is on that. And I'm finding when I use that to cut my ribbon, it won't fray quite as badly, and I don't have to glue anything or things like that. So, all right, so what I want to do, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get this through. So we're just going to go in and out. We'll straighten it out as, you know, as is necessary. And I'm not worried if by taking it in and out, I kind of wreck the edges a little bit. It's not a big deal because I can just snip them again because I left plenty for the ends. So that way. So this, I think, was dyed with either vintage photo or brushed corduroy. I'm not sure. And it was probably either plain white or cream colored. Originally, ribbon. It's hard to get, certainly hard to get the Hug Snug original. Now it's a different type of material. It's not quite as soft, it's not quite as pretty, and it certainly frays a whole lot easier. So I do not mind that at all. I kind of like the twist in it. That's good. And take that one and call that one done for a minute. And let's just go here, snip that one, and leave enough of an end. This was my paper clips I was using to hold these pages together while I did that border. I have a edge punch that does this. I don't need, well, I may need these. Let me just put them to the side for right now. Okay, so we're going this way. So yeah. So I was talking in the last video about I'm just about cleaned up enough. A few things I have to put away yet. Today is Friday. I'm hoping between today and Saturday, and maybe part of Sunday if necessary, I will be able to finish putting the last bits away. I need to dust and vacuum, of course. You know, I've got kinds of stuff all over the floor, as we all usually do. I usually come walking away with stuff all over me, to tell you the truth, but yeah, I come out of the basement and I've got paper bits and lace bits and ribbon bits and all kinds of bits all over me, not to mention glue and ink on my fingers. And yeah, well, it's like making mud pies when you were a kid, right? The dirtier you got, the happier you were. So, but I was talking about, you know, some of my systems, which I will explain in this video, because I think if anybody has the same type of stuff or is able to get the same kinds of things that I have, I've come across these things through thrift shops mostly. And yeah, so I was saying that I have those plastic drawer bin things, you know, that the standalone pieces, and some of them are tall on their own and you wouldn't stack them, but some are just 2 drawers and you can stack them. So yeah, I'm liking that. That is okay. So what I'm going to do here is I've marked these with an X that tells me which side this is going to go on. So this one is going to go here because that's where I want the ribbon. And then on this one, it's going on the other side because that is where I want the ribbon. Okay, and then when I get them in the book, which I'm not going to do right now, I will trim this off to where I want it and just sort of glue it down. But for right now, I can glue all of this down. And I really don't like glue stick, I'll tell you the truth. I really don't. Let me grab. I'm trying to find something I can glue on here. I'll use this that I will end up throwing away. So I'm going to use this one because there is fabric. Always take the wrong end off. this is, yes. So I am gluing this away. Okay. So I'll use one end here, and then I'll use the other side for this one. I'm gonna put a lot going up there because we want to make sure that that fabric sticks down. I found out about this glue through a fellow journal maker, Rita Jensen, and it's called glue, Gloo. She calls it her Japanese glue, because it does come from Japan. And but it does, and it smells beautiful. It smells honestly like flowers. It really does. There's no offensive odor to this at all. But it does work nicely for fabric, and it holds pretty well. Now, I tend to find that most of my glue sticks let go after a while, and I know anything can really be pulled apart. Where am I putting the hinge? The hinges are going here. Okay, that's fine. And I don't mind if that's not even. I'll use the ribbon to pull it up. There we go. That's not bad. I'll have to rub out some of these creases here, some of these wrinkles. But yeah, it's pretty sticky. Pretty sticky stuff. So, yeah. So that's where I found out about this glue. So we'll just hope that it will keep everything down on the page. So that is that side. Let's get the other one. And this is the side that's getting glued. Okay, yes, okay. And I'm going to turn this way and glue from this side so that it is not sitting in the other glue. Another reason why I'm not crazy about glue sticks is because it seems like, you know, you can only glue in one place. Let me get this to go a little straighter here. You can only glue in one place, and then you can't glue, because when you put your piece down, you're putting the finished side that you want facing up in smears of glue, and it comes away with glue on the front of it, which I don't like. I don't know. Everybody else seems to do just fine. I don't know. I just can't seem to manage. So, okay. So let's go ahead and try to put this here. That's about the same amount of space. Down a little further. I think we should be even. So now it's just a matter of getting this smoothed back. Try to wipe my fingers a little bit. And hopefully this will be sufficient. So then my next issue is going to be, this also rubs off pretty well. Not quite like the Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1, but pretty good. All right, so let me just, oops, that is not the lid. There we go, okay. Just put that back over there. So these are our two pieces that will now flip this way. So I think what I want to do is I want to get, I don't know, I know the pieces I had left from this weren't big enough. So what do I want to do? Perhaps, do I want to do a color for it would have to be a small pattern. What am I thinking about this? Do-do-dee-do-do-dee-do. Do-do-dee-do. Yeah, I have those, but I don't really want that. There's some blue. It's the other picture. This one doesn't have any blue. Okay, so they both sort of have that orangey thing going on, but I would need a small one, and I don't know what I have. That is smallish. That isn't very bold. I'm trying to think, as I'm thinking, is there anything else that I have in my scraps? All right, let me, yeah, see, I'm already getting glue on things. Let me go to, I have other journal pages here. I'm trying to see if it's not quite big enough. Maybe something out of this, because I'm looking to see what might, I don't like that. Don't like it. Oh, mama. I may have to think about this a little bit. I'd like to get the hinge together on here, if it's at all possible. I could use part of this. What's the point, right? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go for some coffee dyed paper. Let me see if I have any scrap in here that's big enough. Oh, yes, I have more than enough. Just gonna go, no. Do I want to really do that? Because when it comes around the other side, I'd really like something pretty. Back to square one. Okay, let's try. There's something here. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. We're gonna go with this one. All right. Let's take this one out. Okay. Let's put that back in here. So yes, you will see the, this is a vertical one, so you will see how I keep revamping things, because I'm trying to keep myself organized while I work. So my messes are a little more minimal and easier for me to put away when I'm done. So I try to keep like this. You can't see this. These have a purpose, and I'll explain that. But I keep the maker's name and the type and the name of the kit. This is telling me that there's actually more in the kit that I did not print, which almost everything says that. My husband must be right on the other side of the basement door, because I hear him tapping over there. Okay, let me get rid of these guys for the moment. And I am looking at how big I'm going to need this. Now I'm wondering, maybe I do want to put this in fully. No, because the hinge has got to go this, well, yeah. No, the hinge is going to go, it's just going to go. All right, I think I'll just end up inking that. So I think what I want to do is, I guess I'll do, I want to do a little bit where we can call it a tuck spot. Just a small tuck spot. So how big is that? from there to there, we're talking about 5/8 of an inch. So that would be 1 1/4 inches. All right, so let's go ahead here. I want to find my score piece, which is down here, and I know you can't see because I'm off screen. I want to mark 5/8 on here, which is easier for me to do with a ruler than it is 5/8 of an inch. Okay. Whoop. Oh, I thought I had no, what do you call it on that? All right. So I am going to score this at 5/8. Okay. Scored at 5/8. Trying to get this out. If I can find the thing there. There it is. Put my thing back in. And I'm going to go to 1 1/4 inches, which is out here. And I've got glue, see, all over my hands. I'm going to have to try to use my glue eraser because this doesn't come off as easily. Okay, 1 1/4 inches. We're going to cut there. I don't know if this is going to be big enough or if I'm going to have to do that again. So if I fold this in half, it's really not big enough. So I'm really going to have to do that twice. Okay, so let's go back and do the 5/8 again. I should have been more careful. Sorry about the glare on the cutter. Okay, 5/8, 5/8 of an inch, 5/8. Right there. 5/8, that's my score. Okay, I'm not going to need these right now, so I'm trying to get them back in the bin without getting me in the picture. I'm going to move this up just so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm taking my blade out, and this is just a score one that pops in. Okay, and then I'm just going to score, and then I'm going to take that one out and pop in my blade again. And I'm going to go over to 1 1/4 inches because I know this line on the outside is 1 1/4, and cut there. All right. I had said this in a previous video that I found this much easier to do. Actually, you know, I cut 2 of them. I don't need 2 of them. Well, that's okay. Because this is going to go out here like so. So let's just fold this, hopefully as evenly as possible. Okay. Bring this all the way over. Okay. Because I do want to try to keep this even on both sides of the envelope. Okay, that's pretty good. All right. So what I'm going to do here is they're going to get glued one side to one side and one side to the other side. I'm going to not put it right flush up against. I'm going to bring it out just a hair so that there's room for it to flap over the page. I'm going to ink this. That's all I'm doing because it's not a double-sided paper. See how far down I have to ink, more or less. Give it lots of leeway. Okay. This is just for the hinge. Okay. And I'm thinking, actually, I know it will be inside, but I'm thinking I might want to give it a little bit of extra something to hopefully in future keep it from opening. That's nice. Let's Just take a piece of this. Yeah. It won't work as a tuck spot, but that's okay. I think I'd rather do this. Okay, I'm just gonna cut this here. Alrighty, get my pin back here. Just kind of stick that back in there. Okay. This is another thing that I will show you about how I've sorted my ribbons and laces. I'm trying to get this glue off my finger. This is that glue eraser, which is fabulous. It works on your stuff and it works on your fingers as well. Okay, let's get that glue page back that I'm sure is still sticky. So, but I start, again, I got off topic, but I started talking about how I store things. So I have my papers for the project that I'm working on. This is supposed to help me focus on just one project at a time. As I say this, because I've got about 16, literally, projects sitting in bins all around the room, because I've run out of space, that I have to finish. So, yeah. So, which side do I want? I kind of like the raised edge side, to tell you the truth. So I'm just going to go smidge over the top here, try to get it as centered as I can. Pretty sure I have way more than I need. So this is just a dry baby wipe, wet wipe, which I keep a supply of, which I will also show you in the video when I do the walkthrough. If I don't get it up for Sunday, I will try to get it up for Monday. Yeah, so, okay, get rid of that. Put that back in the garbage. Okay, all right, let's refold this because now I've got lace in here. So we'll refold that. We're going to decide, whoops, let go, where we want it. And like I said, I don't want to glue it all the way in. So let me, oh, yes, I just want to make sure that it's going the proper side up. Okay. It's going to be a little harder for me to see because I've got the lace on it now. I'm going to try to make it even without going all the way in. Okay, so I can kind of see that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use, before I do that, I have to cut it to fit in here, don't I? Is that what I was doing? Yeah, it's got to go on that side. So I do have to put paper in here. I am going to then, let me pull this off. Okay. I'm going to just stick this up here. Here's my water bottle up here. But, oh, it's not going to stay. All right, I'll put you here. If I can get it off my fingers. All right, where was that paper? Here we go. All right. Put this over here. And mark where I need this to go. Okay. I want just a smidge of a space. And that, this is fine. Okay. So how high do I need it? About the same as this. Okay. Trying to line it up here. I still have some glue on my fingers. It wants to just stay stuck. Okay. hopefully, we're going to cut this straight across. I won't blind you with my cutter this time. I'll just do that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this in my scrap drawer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my corner rounder and I'm going to round the corners so that it is easier for me to get it in the pocket. Okay. Get out. So that's what I'm going to do. It'll just be a little easier. I don't have to worry about gluing it all the way inside the envelope. Because it's not really going to affect anything. So I do want to fold this in half as close as possible. That's pretty good. I do want it to be even just so that it doesn't fit crooked in the pocket, in the envelope, if that's possible. Okay, that's all I need for right now. That's going to go there. I am going to put it just so far. All right, so now what I need is to go down the center of this again with my Japanese glue. I am going to fold this so I'm less likely to get stuff on it. And just go ahead and put this, because this is the way the fold is going to go now. I think. I hope. I believe. So trying to get it, if I can just find the middle here, hopefully about there and about there. You got to go up a little bit. Hopefully that's pretty straight. I am hoping. Not high enough. Let's pull you up a little higher. I think that looks pretty even. Okay. I'm not really sure, in all honesty, where this lace is going to end up. I'm not sure if it's going to end up inside the fold or on the outside of the fold. I don't know. I don't know. If I have to go back, I'll re-glue that down later. I keep reaching for that. It is not the cover. Okay. So let's go ahead. I think. All right, let's trim this down. Do it without cutting the paper, which is sometimes a bit difficult. Okay. Sorry, I'm off camera. Right, so if this is going in here like this, and then it's gonna go right about, using my bone folder here. Okay, so I want these, where's the other one? Okay, that is the top. So they are going to go over the page like that. So what I need to do then is ink this. Okay, so let's see if I can take care of that without having to get this out. That'll be fine. And then we will work on the belly band one from using the flaps from the envelope in another video, probably after I do the walkthrough. Like I said, I'm not going to open every drawer. I have most things labeled. It's just to show you the kind of things that I use to try to keep myself somewhat organized. Yeah, so we'll just kind of we'll go with the flow there. Okay, so I'm going to take some glue. I think for this one, I'm just going to use the, I hope this is right. If it's wrong, guys, I'm going to redo a piece off camera and show you it the right way. Okay, so that is that part. Okay. And then this one goes in this way. Oops. And I still do, of course, have to make the cards. Oh no, this one goes this way. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This one goes in this way. Just try to make these as even as we can. Like I said, I don't want them just a hair more. There we go. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. So now we just have to flip it and glue it down as best as we can here. Okay. I think I might have shifted that a little bit. I do believe I did. This has got to come out just a hair more. I think that should be okay. I'm trying to get this fold more in the middle. Okay, back, back. Must go back. Okay. I get the bottom and then the top comes loose. Okay. There's what we're looking at, more or less. More or less. Okay. So now, this is going to go over the page this way. Let me get the journal again. I'll reach back here because it's in a bucket behind me. So, upside down. So this is going to go over the page, just if I can find the page. This is going to go over the page like so. Okay, and I'll clip it with something. All right. And then it's going to, actually, I'll probably glue it. And this one's going to flip out this way, and it'll have a card. And then this one is going to go when you turn the page. I've got too many pages, but that's okay. And then it will flip out this way, and you'll have a card in there. But you can journal here. So more than likely, I am going to put it on pages that have color, so that you can still see the picture, but you still have journaling space on that page. So that's that part for now. I think I'm going to end this video here, and then I will work on pulling some stuff out to decorate it. And probably what I'll do is I will get this one ready to go for another page, and then in another video, and then together we will do some decorating. So I just have to glue this down a little bit more. But yeah, I think that came out really pretty, and these will be the cards that will go inside. I just have to cut them down a little bit, but they'll go in here like so. So that is that for now. That is part of today's project anyway. And I will get prepared for the other things. And first of all, the tour of my little craft cave down here, with mostly highlights about some of the more unique ways I have, I think, of utilizing whatever I can come by to use to store things and make them accessible for me. And then we will go on to using the flaps, would be the video after that. And then the video after that will probably be decorating, doing the tags and decorating the pieces as they are. So that's it for now, guys. I know you won't see this until tomorrow, which is the 5th of July, but I just hope you had a wonderful and blessed 4th, and that you stay safe through this holiday weekend. So in the meantime, be safe, be happy, and be blessed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.